This week's presentation will be on the research paper titled "A High Sugar Diet Rapidly Enhances Susceptibility to Colitis via Depletion of Luminal Short-C Fatty Acids in Mice." So the research was done by Michael Laffin et al. At the University of Alberta, and the study was published in Scientific Report. Introduction. So inflammatory bowel disease, or IBD, and its two subtypes, Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis, are believed to develop due to a complex interplay between genetic, environmental, microbial, and immunologic factors. The role of diet in the development of IBD is unclear. However, it is believed to trigger flare-ups of the disease. Researchers have noticed both the rise in the Western diet worldwide. The Western diet is usually considered a high-fat and high-sugar diet, and as well as an increased incidence of IBD worldwide. Previous research only looked at either high-fat content diets alone or a combination of a high-fat and a high-sugar diet, but never solely focused on a diet high in sugar. These researchers wanted to see what would happen if they provided short-term dietary exposure to high sugar and colitis susceptibility. So for their methods, they used 6 to 8 week old mice, and they placed them on either a diet of chow or a high sugar diet. After 2 days on the diet, both groups of mice were treated with a low concentration of dextrin sodium sulfate. And after 5 days, DSS was replaced with regular drinking water. And the dextrin sodium sulfate was given to induce colitis in the mice. So for the results, they saw that high sugar diet impairs barrier function and enhances susceptibility to DSS-induced colitis. So first they saw that there was no change in the colonic tissues of IL-1 beta. So all of these top figures, they saw no real significant change. However, the diet did cause depression in the colonic concentration of IL-12 P70, which is seen in this bottom left figure. In the high sugar diet, they saw an increase in gut permeability, which is seen via the increased levels of the LPS serum in this bottom right figure. This signals gut permeability due to a lack of SCFA, which is short-chain fatty acids, which is believed to be the cause of gut permeability. SCFA regulates gut immune and barrier function, and the microbes responsible for producing SCFA are depleted in a high sugar diet. This figure shows that high sugar fed mice had an increase in severity by day 5. So that's seen in this top figure. So after they removed the DSS, they still saw that the high sugar mice had a high severity of the disease. And it did not recover after the DSS was removed. As it did in the chow fed mice, you can see that the disease activity is lowered once the DSS is removed. You also see an increase in histological injury in high sugar fed mice and increased epithelial damage, which is seen down here. Histological scores are definitely higher in the high sugar fed mice. The high sugar plus acetate was given to reverse colitis, so we see a decrease in the histologic score, which is also what we see with epithelial damage. And then these pictures here on the right-hand side show some tissue samples of chow and of the chow-fed mice that were given DSS, the high sugar mice that were given DSS, and then high sugar plus acetate plus DSS. So for their discussion, they saw that 2-day exposure to a high sugar diet rapidly alters gut microbial composition, depletes short-chain fatty acid, and increases susceptibility to chemically induced colitis, which we saw in the figures. High sugar also leads to an overall decrease in microbial alpha diversity compared to chow diet. And they hope to be able to use this, use their findings to relate to humans to see how diet can affect colitis and irritable bowel syndrome.